Welcome to the Enigma Daily, everybody. Friday edition. We've made it through the week, and you know how we do around here on Fridays. If you don't, you're about to find out. We talk about biblical prophecies, strange things going on in the world, in the media, and just all around general bad behavior by certain people. So today I'm going to talk. Today I'm digging into a topic that I've been looking at for a while and been studying about for a while because I wanted to make sure I got it right. And I'm diving into this story circulating around about a lot of places that are talking about how Peter Thiel is touring the country around the world right now, giving lectures on the Antichrist. What's going on, Robert? Thanks for checking in, buddy. Thanks for joining us. And he's going around the world actually, but right now mainly in the United States of America. And he's giving a 4-part lecture on the Antichrist, right? Now, here's the article that I'm going to reference to right now. Inside Tech Billionaires, Peter Thiel's off the record, it's not much off the record anymore, lectures about the Antichrist. And before I dig into this, it's important that you know who this man is. A lot of people don't know who he is, or you have heard his name, but you really don't understand what he's about. All right. So, and I'm going to encourage you all to do the following after you get on here, because I want this video to stay up and reaches a lot of people. Go look up this man's religion, his sexuality, and who he's currently with and what he currently does. I'm going to give you the high level overview, and then you can go dig into the weeds and you will see that everything that's about to be said and is currently being said about him is correct. As always, the link to this article will be in the description of the video. You guys can go check that out and look at it. That's a picture of him right there. Now, Peter Thiel has multifacets that you don't know about. He is actually J.D. Vance's money man. You've heard me right. J.D. Vance, the President of the United States of America, has had a very strange relationship with Peter Thiel since he was in college. And a lot of people don't know that. Peter Thiel, J.D. Vance has never held a job, ever, period, ever. He was in the Marine Corps as a Marine Corps journalist. He was not a combat veteran. It's important that you know this. In college, J.D. Vance got a no-show job by Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel actually gave him, I think, $10 million to write J.D. Vance's book. If you don't know what a no-show job is, it's basically where you're just on the payrolls, but you don't show up to work. That's fine. That in itself doesn't, lend to anything strange. But when you look who Peter Thiel is, it becomes very strange. Peter Thiel is the founder of this software called Palantir. Palantir is a military-grade spying software. And you've heard President Trump mention it several times that maybe we should roll out Palantir. What Palantir does is it will take the aggregate of every single thing that you do, including your bank transactions, your social media interactions. You literally watching this video, right, could end up, if they turned it on and implemented it, scraped by Palantir, put into a mass database, and used against you as a potential credit score where you're not allowed to do certain things because you're misbehaving. You might have heard that they are ripping apart the east wing of the White House and they're building this ballroom. Now, I can let you know something right now. Ballrooms don't cost $300 million, $330 million. But do you know what does cost $330 million? Data centers. They have one in Israel that cost about $300 million, and they had another. Elon Musk is building one in Memphis, Tennessee, because, like I said, we've talked about his mother's relationship to Satan. Mae Musk is 100% satanic. If you're bored, go look her up on X, and you'll see why. He's spending $300 and some million, right? That's the going price for a data center. Now, oddity. And if you're watching my channel, if you watch any of my long form content, what we specialize in doing around here is very simple. I was 9 years in naval intelligence. A lot of you guys are street smart as well. And you know what we do? We look at pattern recognition, right? One strange event in itself is not scary. 7 in a row can be scary. So anyways, that's who Peter Thiel is, right? Peter Thiel is touring the country right now, giving a 4-part lecture, 4 parts on the Antichrist. He has an extremely unhealthy, again, I'm going to put this up here again. He has an extremely unhealthy relationship, or I would say fascination, with the Antichrist. And what he likes to go around and say is that AI is the key to unlocking the Antichrist. He's talking about mass collection, predictive AI. So basically, what AI, if you ever want to know sometimes that you feel like your phone is reading your mind, it's because they have the ability to collect your data, and then they'll know what you're going to do in certain situations, and it's called predictive AI, right? Biometric identification, centralized digital systems. That's the one world currency and the one world thing. Could evolve into something prophetic like the beast system. This is what he talks about in his lecture, right? Not in a way to prevent it from happening. And he even says in his lecture, I'm not saying I am the Antichrist, but if this was what the Antichrist was going to come forth, this is what it would be. Now, put all that aside and put all that stuff together to look into it. I want you to keep one thing in your memory as we go off today. I need to maybe change this up and not do these big deep ones on maybe Friday to get everybody bummed out for the weekend. But you have to understand, this is what these people want. This is their God. This is who they pray to. Look at their religions. All of them in one shape or form, either with their sexuality, either with their religion, or they'll just flat out tell you they reject Jesus Christ. They reject it. Not only do they reject him, they vilify him. He is the bad guy. He is the enemy, right? And so when they talk about bringing forth the Antichrist and bringing forth a beast system, that's what they want. You understand? That's what they are trying to actively pursue, right? And they'll use their wealth and this technology to do it. Now, to tie this back into biblical scripture parts in the book of Revelations, there was a book in the Bible once upon a time called the Book of Jubilees. It's in the 54 Apocrypha over my shoulder over there. It's a great read. You should go look at it. That was taken out during the Council of Messina. In the Book of Jubilees, it specifically mentions God's talking to people, letting them know the biblical timeline is there for our benefit to measure the days. Time does not exist to God, but the biblical timeline he laid out for us. He has the ability to speed up that timeline or prolong that timeline. That's why Jesus says, no one knows the day or the hour except my Father. And there's several instances in the Bible where God holds back his wrath or speeds it up. But it all has to come true. It also talks about that what is written in the Bible has to play out, and it will either happen sooner or later, depending on us and our behavior and free will, right? And so it's important to note that eventually this is going to happen. Eventually it's going to come into play. I've already did my episode about the rapture, the pre-rapture, the pros and cons, about how people think it's real, how the Bible doesn't talk about it, how some people say it does. We're not talking about that. What we're talking about that is that sooner or later in our lifetimes, the book of Revelations is going to have to play out, and specifically the tribulation, the 3.5 years of the minor tribulations and the 3.5 years of the greater tribulation, which God will shorten. It will not be a full 3.5 years. It says that in there. God will shorten the days. If not, no flesh would survive, right? And even, I think the Lord's Prayer says, lead us not into temptation or take us to the time of trials. Like, you pray for that, not to be taken to those time of trials, right? But these people, that's what they want. They want to usher in their God. They want their God on earth. They don't like us. They don't like anybody that's a believer. They think we're breeders and eaters. That's how they refer to us, right? If you haven't been paying attention, those chemtrails are still in the sky. Trump's been in office, 11 months now, still in the sky. All that stuff's still going on, right? Those chemtrails are coming from military bases. Go watch Tucker Carlson's interview. I've talked about it several times. It's not commercial airplanes that are gassing us. It's the Air Force. DARPA, to be precise. But that's what this is about. That's what they want. And the reason why I did this topic today is to let you, one, know who Peter Thiel is. Go and tell your friends about who this guy is. Go and tell your friends who backs J.D. Vance, right? Who is his money man? Who backs him, right? Peter Thiel has been to the White House. He has had dinner with Trump. He does not hide what he's about. He doesn't. They feel they don't have to hide anymore. And newsflash, they're not hiding anymore. They tell you exactly what they want to do. There's a reason why Hollywood is dead. There's a reason why only people who are in their 70s and above watch CNN and Fox News anymore. Everybody's hip to the lies, man. Everybody knows what's going on. And I think that if the older generation understood technology a little bit more and could have the ability to grasp that everything they've been taught in their whole entire life is a lie, they would abandon those platforms as well. This dude, in my opinion right now, one more time for the cheap sheets, that dude is evil. A lot of people say he's evil. I think he's evil, right? I've read his things. I could not be more in disagreement with everything that this guy stands for. Everything that this guy stands for. And again, I would encourage you after this video, take 10 minutes or 5 minutes and just type his name into Google and go look up who he is, where he's from, and what he's about, especially his religion and other things that he has very strange in his life. The most important thing to figure out is where this guy got his billions. No one knows. No one knows where he got his billions from. He just showed up one day back in the day as a billionaire, right? No one knows, right? You've never heard of any product this guy has ever created. But here's a little fun fact for you. I can give you a little tidbit. He co-founded Copay with Elon Musk. The same time Elon Musk came on the scene, this guy came on the scene. Elon Musk refers to him as my friend, Peter Thiel. Elon Musk is from South Africa. Elon Musk's mother, her name is May Musk. May Musk is one of the most satanic people you will ever meet in your whole entire life. She looks like a straight up demon in all of her pictures on X. And Elon does not talk about his wife or his mother, right? Elon does not, he doesn't censor anything that she does. It's wide open on there. You can go make it up. That's the circle these people run in. And don't for 1 minute think that Elon Musk is some great white knight that's in your life as well. He is also a very, very, very hardcore atheist in public. Go look at Elon Musk's brother. They both look like, I'm saying this the best way possible, they both look like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. I hate to use that reference in case you've never seen Lord of the Rings. You don't grow up in a satanic household with a satanic mother in South Africa and not become satanic yourself. It just doesn't happen, right? These are the people that you have to be mindful for, right? And the only reason why I put this information out there is so that you will be better equipped to make your own decisions, and you'll be better equipped to not be fooled by the great deception that's probably going to go down. Hopefully not in our lifetime. Hopefully it's going to get exposed. But I want you to mark this video right now as well. And listen to me when I tell you this, as in closing. J.D. Vance will never be the president of the United States of America. Will not happen. Way, way, way too many people know about his relationship with Peter Thiel. Way too many people have came out to it. It will not happen. And again, I don't believe in Q. I think it's a psyop. But I will say that people will say that J.D. Vance was picked as the vice president to expose him. Maybe, maybe not. Like I say, I don't believe in that type of stuff. I don't believe in that myself. I believe that that's all a script that's playing out, that the rug pull is going to happen one day. But I can tell you right now, because of this man right here I just showed you, J.D. Vance will not be president of the United States of America. It won't happen, right? Matter of fact, it's looking like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massey, they might be moving them into position to do something. I don't know. I don't really talk about politics on this show that much. I talk about conspiracies, and conspiracies, obviously overlap hard with politics. So it's in there. Anyways, guys, stay awake, stay frosty, do your prayers. Don't fall for the great deception. Do not fall for the fake J.D. Vance. He literally don't fall for any of the stuff he talks about. He is a con man. His story, I'm from the South. If anybody's from the South, his story is only, sensational to people who don't grow up in the South. And again, I've had people straight up tell me that Ohio is not in the South. So that's where he's from. Either way, make up your own decisions, but trust in God. And anyways, you guys, have a good weekend. Again, do us a favor. Give us a subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. And you know what? Sorry for the downer on this stuff, but sometimes we got to talk about these hard subjects. And I will see you guys Monday with a new, fresh cryptid story that's going to be pretty cool. And until then, guys, we'll catch you later, and we're out.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.